r/AskReddit, what's the most blatant piece of hypocrisy have you ever seen? And he was always talking shit about the black community too. My dad screaming about other people texting and driving in the car and then immediately getting out his phone and emailing someone while he's driving. That's different. He's emailing, they're texting. Totally different. Parents after you start winning an argument. I'll never forget in 3rd grade my teacher used a word wrong and my friend corrected him. She said he was wrong and he said he could grab a dictionary to prove it. She said that wouldn't be necessary but he did it anyway and proved her wrong, so she wrote him up. Me at the bar after spending all day telling my students to stop swearing. I remember hanging out with my old boss and his family one time and one of his kids said the word fuck. Logan, what have I told you about using language like that? Not to use it around adults. Brilliant. That's not hypocrisy, unless you swear in the classroom or other professional locations. Mafia kingpin dies, maybe John Gotti. Big Catholic funeral. Guy I know dies, but since he was divorced and remarried? No Catholic funeral for him. My neighbor and her partner have been together for something like 50 years, but they can't get married BC she's still waiting for the Pope to grant her a divorce from her cheating first husband. Billionaires encouraging the rest of the world to donate. All the gossip I'd hear from grown women making fun and judging of other own women within the church congregation. I grew up in the Southern Baptist Church and this hypocrisy is exactly why I left. I can still remember our youth pastor pointing a finger at my mom and saying, "I saw you at the bar last night." ETA, this reminds me of a joke I heard a long time ago. What's the difference between Catholics and Baptists at the liquor store? The Catholics are the only ones talking to each other. Someone I know absolutely hates open relationships and polyamory, yet their boyfriend of 5+ years has a wife of 20+ years. Our situation is different. We're soulmates. Dismissing my ideas and then implementing them as their own. This is such a crappy example. I think that most hypocrite thing people can do is to talk shit about other people's opinion or ideas and act like they came up with it a couple minutes later. That's not a hypocrite, that's a snake. Non-virgin men who would only marry virgin women. Reminds me of a friend who I haven't talked to in a while, not because of this, we just lost touch. She'd go out to a bar, hang out with a guy, end up making out with him. Then he'd try calling her and asking to hang out and she would say no because she didn't want to be with a guy who was willing to make out with a random girl at the bar. Is that actually a thing? LOL. That's so fucking stupid. Looking at you, Oprah. Gandhi refusing Western medicine on his wife, letting her die, then using Western medicine to treat himself when he got sick. And don't forget his positions on Western nuclear physics. We can't vote on a Supreme Court justice after the previous one passed away, we need to wait for the people to decide when they vote in a year. Oh, there's an empty Supreme Court justice seat with an election a month away? Better fill it now. Oh, we're going to fill it. Mitch McConnell and his reptilian smirk. A fundy Christian woman posting about passport hacks and giving birth in other countries to secure a dual citizenship for her children and therefore residency for herself, in case the US government becomes too overbearing and restrictive. Mother bus. That Reddit post asking people why they don't use social media. I mean, technically this is sorta social media, but I also don't know any of you fuckers. Also, the only username I know is that Poem Sprague guy and I haven't seen him in ages. Anti-LGBT Moms for Liberty founder getting caught having threesomes. Threesome with another woman. My evangelical mother strictly forbade me from reading Harry Potter books because of the positive depiction of witchcraft, but at the same time gladly let me watch her favorite childhood movies, The Wizard of Oz, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty. The only moral abortion is my abortion. Link anti-choice zealots suddenly find the value of nuance and exceptions when they, their wives, or their daughters want to have the choice they would deny everyone else. When Roe v. Wade was under attack recently, I at one point saw a protester holding a sign that read, $&nator $dollar and me $dollar tray $dollar e dollar will always dollar have axe $dollar to abortion $. Article about people who are pro-life getting abortions when they need/want them because in their eyes, their reasons, and their abortions are different from the people who are pro-choice and get them. How Mitch McConnell shamelessly contradicted his own arguments for confirming Kavanaugh and Barrett to the SCOTUS. My mother sitting at the table with a cigarette and a bottle of MD 20-20 telling me if she ever caught me smoking or drinking she would beat the hell out of me. Honestly, when alcoholics told me not to drink as a child, I believed them. They were smart until the third drink and then suddenly word salad and fights broke out. No one who's inebriated is intelligent. They think they are, though. Which is, incredibly sad. And broken. The Canadian Crown claiming to act in the best interests of First Nations. Politicians who championed shutting down restaurants and other small businesses. And then showing up at bars and having house parties. Breaking stay-at-home mandates. Hypocrites. Lock her up. Drain the swamp. Pause. By the way, I get to be immune from being held accountable by the legal system. People being against social aid such as welfare or school lunch programs, stating they work hard for their money and shouldn't be responsible for others, then expecting people to give them stickers in the Monopoly Go game saying if we all shared what we have extra of we pulled all finished THR albums. That's also a good example of how Christian morality is tailored to protect Christian egos. Jesus forbade divorce rather strictly, Paul loosened the rules a little more, but pews would be empty if pastors made people feel bad about divorce the same way pastors demonize a small minority of people, like, I don't know, LBGTs, who Jesus never mentioned. R/oddly specific? At the end of the day, there's gotta be penalties for when you put business aside to focus on your social agenda at the expense of hard-working people. Ron DeSantis, in an interview with Jesse Walters. There should also be penalties when you are paid as the governor of Florida, and you spend most of your time applying for a new job in Iowa. Saying the election was stolen while actively trying to actually steal one. In a similar vein, saying you can't approve a Supreme Court seat too close to a presidential switch, and then just completely ignoring that when it suits you. Trying to put someone in jail for ducking a congressional subpoena on the grounds that they are sacrosanct when you ducked a congressional subpoena on the grounds that they are worthless. When a person who never shuts up told me to shut up. Me, can I get a raise? Boss, no, I can't afford it. Next day, 4 brand new $500 000 trucks and trailers show up. If he gave me a $5/HR raise, it would still take me years to even put a dent in the cost of those. What kind of rigs is he running that are $500,000 each? I'm guessing some highly specialized trailers at that price. Lauren motherfucking Boebert giving a handy in a kids theater. Sick fuck been pointing the finger at every gay person for being a sexual predator when it's actually her and her man. Bill Cosby. Always pretending to be about family values and being a good person/dad. The hypocrisy of that guy. Pro-lifers paying for their mistresses' abortions. The generational wealth gap and telling young people to pull up their bootstraps. The UK government during COVID lockdowns. That the party of small government insists on policing what we read, our medical care, words we use, who and how we love, etc. Same for pro-life that refuses to support children, the hungry, the ill, disabled veterans, the unhoused, immigrants, etc. Government doesn't work, so elect me to break it even more. Fucking morons. Democrats are pedophiles and groomers. /elects Donald Trump, who has a history of watching teenage girls changing and has more pictures with Epstein than some of his kids / Trump, I was a Democrat when I did all those things, so that's just further proof. You forgot to mention, convicted rapist. The biggest hypocrisy was that he got Lisa Bonet off the show because of her nude scene in Angel Heart. She was bad for partial nudity, but he was fine SA and drugging women. Christians crying about how public school is indoctrinating their kids, while their life is completely built around their church. The rich flying in private jets to climate control meetings where they talk about ways to reduce the carbon footprint of regular people. Catholics ranting about how gays are /*pedophiles. Well, the rape was the worst thing. But the hypocrisy was definitely the second worst. Frankly, I think that's the worst thing he did, the hypocrisy. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again, Reddit glitch out.